Judge. You got, from your perspective, your main concerns and, your main concerns.
Our concern's a little broader than just the criminal justice side of this. The entire court system is really a small player. We don't have the issues that education and the Medicare folks, Medicaid folks have. The entire state budget is 0.7 to 1% of the state budget. In the last 4 years, since I took over as chief judge in 2007, we've already experienced a 16% reduction in force. Now what that means is that when it comes to our ability to serve the people who come through the court system, which is the 700,000 people here in our circuit, we don't have the resources to do that. The governor's budget, basically what it does is, it doesn't affect the judges. We don't lose judges. But if you consider the judges as being the pilots, we lose our ground crew. And we can't take off, we can't do the things that we're supposed to do because we don't have the support logistically. The governor's proposal is to cut our judicial assistant staff in half. We only have 31 in the circuit, go down to 15. Our court counsel, which handles a large number of the routine sort of matters that would otherwise occupy judges and keep them from the more essential work, but we cut dramatically also, almost more than half. But our mission goes beyond just criminal justice. We have, in addition to crime, we have people that need to get divorced, children that need to have custody arrangements worked out. We have people that die and we have to probate their estates and make sure that moves efficiently. We have dependent children out there, foster care children that need attention. We have delinquent children that need services. And we have, of course, civil cases. And whenever you choke off the resources for the judiciary, you choke off the ability of people to achieve justice. And our concern is that we want to move cases efficiently through the system. We don't want backlogs. We've worked aggressively with the foreclosure tsunami that we've experienced to make sure that we don't have those backlogs. And really, by cutting out the backbone of our logistical support, we just simply won't be able to deliver those services. And kind of like Mr. Wallace here, we kind of consider ourselves as being on bus duty. We like to watch after our children. We want to make sure that our courts have these children protected, that they don't go into foster care without having the courts oversee that. We want to make sure that children that come through our system in family courts get a fair time to be in front of a judge. And quite honestly, when we saw the judge's budget, we started working the figures, and we don't see any way to avoid furloughs. I mean, if you want to have the courts cut down and shut down for certain days of the week, fine. But anytime you tamper with that, there's serious risks. And we think the court should be an engine of economic development. And if you hurt us, intentionally or otherwise, we can't provide those services. And that makes us unhappy. And even right now, we're serving pretty well, I think, a pretty good population with a small amount of judges. Florida, in case you didn't know, is 45th in the nation with number of judges per population, which means you're already getting a big bang for the buck.
And we make it up in quality.
Exactly. Good people. But our justice partners here too, as you know, we don't control how many people the sheriff arrests. We don't control how many people come into courts for bankruptcies, or rather foreclosures, and for litigation. Credit card litigation is way up in our county courts, and this governor's budget basically is going to cut our circuit budget from about 10 million to 8 million, and all we have is people. So we don't have buses, we don't have a lot of equipment, and so when they say cut the budget of the judiciary, we're cutting people. And without the people, we can't do the work that the people here in this circuit require.